airline. We are complying with all the EU regulations. Everybody else is flying in Europe. The balance has been struck between public health and in returning to a functioning economy. And a functioning economy means that people are going to have to travel. And they're going to have to travel for business purposes as well as visiting friends and relatives, people visiting or putting their children in college, and also for holidays. We are operating in exactly the same way as every other airline in Europe. The outliers here are Ireland. Ireland, for some bizarre reason, has ignored what the other EU 26 have done, which is they've returned to air travel unrestricted within the EU since June 1st. And that's all we're doing. We're carrying on our business in that manner. And it's the muddled response of the government with green lists and people on it and not on it is what's actually causing the confusion. And the public health advice, and if you don't listen to me, listen to Dr. Ryan from the World Health Organization, who says it's how you handle it at home. Stop looking abroad. Stop looking for other scapegoats. And people are sensible in how that they actually comply when they get to whatever country they're traveling with. The idea that the Irish government has excluded the Germans is laughable. Like, the Germans are the gold standard for how they handled this pandemic right from the start. They've been called out by Dr. Ryan yesterday at his press conference, what they've done on track and trace, what they've done for localised lockdowns, what they've done in volume of testing. And somehow or other we have some magical formula here that the Germans and the rest of Europe are unaware of. The rest of Europe is moving, and there are spikes, and there'll be spikes here as well. And we're going to have to manage it. But shutting down this economy is going to bring us back, if not to the 1980s, to the 1950s, when we tried that experiment before by trying to do things on our own. It is not going to work, and people need to understand it isn't about holidays, it's about connectivity. Holidays are an important element of our business, but that's done now for the summer. We're heading into the winter now. And traffic is going to, not just in Ireland, from a European perspective, is actually going to halve. What this committee should be doing is, how are we going to attract that remaining traffic back into Ireland? Because if we don't, you're going to lose it and lose it forever. And what's going to happen to 335,000 people in this industry, in the tourism industry next year, is they're not going to have work because there'll be nobody flying here. So we've got to get back to normal and balance the health concerns. But the government advice at the moment is disproportionate and is going to do structural damage to this economy.